It's Gus. And the questions came up quite a few times recently in the last couple weeks. And the question is how does Warlord's inspiration work? And well, just to cut to the chase, it hasn't changed. So the reason I think it's because more people are going to striking companions. Because once people start using raptors, they're seeing that strikers are much more viable. I might be wrong though. That's just my guess, but I'm seeing the question pop up a lot. So here we got the Kuatoa, and the reason I'm using the Kuatoa is his hits are exactly the same. You got to take out the poison though. That was a fairly recent addition. It makes watching it hard, but if you watch its crit 11,168 and its crit deflect 9325, it's always the same. But there's also the normal and the normal deflect. It's just that they very rarely don't hit for crits. So I just took those numbers, crit and crit deflect, and I did that with no gladiators guiles, or I'm sorry, no warlord inspiration, and then I would put on. Now I'd have one warlord's inspiration, and then I would take this off, and then I would have two Warlords inspirations, and then I would go. I think I did it on this one, yeah. So I took this off, and I put on another Warlord's inspiration. Oh, I didn't use the same kind, but I used a. I don't. As long as the item level stays the same, I don't think the stats of these affects the companion's damage. I could be wrong. If so, the results might be kind of flawed. But here's my results. With one Warlord's Inspiration, damage went up 2.5%. With two Warlord's Inspirations, the damage went up 9.99%. So 10%. And then with three Warlords, it went down to 4.99%. So basically 5%. So using a third Warlord's Inspiration is actually ineffective. It actually makes you go backwards and do overall less damage. Uh, The other issue with the and what I also found is that when I compared the crit and the crit deflect, the percentages were still the same. So I'm assuming the percentages would still be the same for a normal and a normal deflect. It just takes forever to see it when you're eyeballing it. So I didn't do those ones. I just did the crit and crit deflect. So yeah, the tooltip's totally bugged because when you go to Warlords, it says the summoned companion gains 20% damage. Well, it doesn't. It gains 2.5% damage. Unless my testing's wrong. And then you know how insignia bonuses work is the second insignia bonus will still work, but it will be 50% less effective than the first one. So a second Warlord should be 10% more damage gain for a total of 30%. And then a third Warlord's Inspiration or a third insignia bonus should be 50% of the previous bonus. So instead of 10%, it should be 5%. So a 20, a 10, and a 5 for a total of 35%. But when you use 3, you get a total of 5%. So if you are using a striker build and you are using Warlord's Inspiration, stop at 2. Just 2 Warlords. Uh, One works, but 2.5% is really mediocre. Probably not even noticeable. 10% is noticeable, I think. I'm just spitballing because I don't have ACT to verify that, but I'm very pleased with 10% as opposed to 2.5. Well, there you go. Stay classy, Neverwinter. See you soon.